about to enter a world of darkness. A world where life and death are meaningless.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an all-new episode of The Theme Park Shark. My name is Jake, and today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at Halloween Horror Nights 29 coming to Universal Studios Florida this September. This year's edition of Halloween Horror Nights will contain 10 haunted houses, 2 shows, and 5 awesome scare zones. So, let's jump right in. We're going to start off with the houses, and we're going to take a look at all of them, then we're going to jump into the shows, and then into the scare zones. Let's start off with these IP headliner houses. First up, we have Ghostbusters. Celebrating its 35th anniversary, with this haunted house, you're going to jump right through the movie screen of the original 1984 film and walk through some of your favorite scenes like the New York Public Library and the Temple of Gozer. This house will use a plethora of special effects and state-of-the-art technology to bring the hit blockbuster film to life. Up next is Stranger Things. Returning for a second year in a row, this IP will be brought to life with an all-new haunted house, where you'll travel back to the small town of Hawkins, Indiana, and walk through some of the most terrifying scenes from Stranger Things 2 and 3. You'll come face-to-face with demodogs and even get the chance to walk through the Starcourt Mall. Universal will be bringing the film Us to life in a haunted house this year, where you'll walk through the Wilson's family beach house into the Santa Cruz Pier. You'll quickly discover that you are your own worst enemy here. This haunted house has me really excited. Following that is Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Last year they had a scare zone at Halloween Horror Nights 28, and this year they're going to have their own haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights 29. The experience will feature a gaggle of new characters, including the Baby Clowns and Clownzilla. You'll also discover new scenery that we didn't see last year, such as the Clown Circus tent, spaceship, the Cotton Candy Cocoon storage room, and more. Throughout the house, you're going to be smelling all these exciting scents like cotton candy and buttery popcorn and ice cream. But don't be fooled. These otherwise pleasant aromas are the sign of a murderous gang of clowns that are coming after you. Universal's classic monsters are going to come to life this year at Halloween Horror Nights. You'll be able to come face-to-face with Dracula in his gothic castle, Wolfman in a dark forest, and the man-made monster Frankenstein in his lab. And if you survive them, you may encounter the creature of the Black Lagoon, and possibly even the mummy. In Rob Zombie's House of 1000 Corpses, you'll come face-to-face with the psychotic Firefly family and their collection of blood and gore. You'll watch the legend of Dr. Satan come to life right before your eyes. Now, this house is expected to be extremely gory, and this is going to prove that Halloween Horror Nights is not a family-friendly event. Now, the first original haunted house that we're going to talk about is Depths of Fear. This haunted house is about your deepest fears of being underwater. So the storyline here is that the workers of a deep-sea mining company have found themselves in a dire situation. They went too deep underwater, and they encountered this new, terrifying race of creatures that turn out to be deadly. So this haunted house is all about being underwater. It's going to be very interesting. I'm excited for this one. Graveyard Games is another original haunted house this year at Halloween Horror Nights. The story here is that there's a cemetery, and these teenagers have been going to the cemetery, and they have been messing with the tombstones. And now finally, some ghosts have come to life, and they're out to get revenge against all the humans who have been messing with their graves. According to the Halloween Horror Nights website, this house will have an interesting feature because they're telling you that while you're waiting to enter the house, or before you enter the house, you should take the opportunity to chat with a few of the local teens and storytellers of this fictional town. Starting September 6th, all you're going to need is your phone and open the Facebook Messenger app to the Halloween Horror Nights page, and you'll be able to learn about the history and the backstory of this exciting haunted attraction. Nightingales Blood Pit is another original Halloween Horror Nights haunted house. So this one we're going to be in ancient Rome, where a ruthless emperor reigns and gladiatorial games are put on for everyone's bloody entertainment. And during this time period, ancient Rome is suffering from one of its worst droughts in centuries. But this emperor has declared that the gladiatorial games will continue non-stop until the rains returns. But then come out the creatures. And the creatures are these nightingales. The nightingales are a grisly race of creatures that feed on the dead and dying. They soak up the blood in the earth, and they come out and they eat all they can. Last but not least with the haunted houses is Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. Deep in the remote tundra of the Yukon, loggers and trappers seek refuge from the frigid grip of an Arctic blizzard. But out in the darkness, a terror lurks, far more dangerous than the storm ahead of them. These unfortunate souls have intruded into the territory of a Yeti. As you enter these caves, you'll hear the screaming and echoes of those who couldn't escape the inevitable. If you survive long enough to see the end, you'll likely find the remains of those who came before you, and you might even meet their same fate. Now this year at Halloween Horror Nights, we're going to have 2 awesome shows. First up is Academy of Villains, Altered States. This is a new dance show put on by the wickedly talented group of artists called the Academy of Villains. This show will be taking place inside of the Fear Factor Live Theater. The second show, and what appears to be the headliner show of the event, is called Halloween Marathon of Mayhem. This is an all-new show happening on the Universal Studios Florida Lagoon. It is a fountain-based special effects show. It'll be taking place 3 times a night, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and 12 a.m. It'll feature iconic scenes from Netflix Stranger Things, Ghostbusters, Universal Monsters, and Killer Klowns from Outer Space. The show will contain lasers, fountains, maybe fireworks. It's just going to be a big old nighttime spectacular. HHN 29 will feature 5 unique scare zones. Let's start off with the entrance road to Universal. On this entrance area of the park, you're going to find the scare zone called Anarcade. This scare zone is themed around an 80s inspired arcade, and at first you'll think it's a party, but you'll soon learn that game over means a permanent end for all of us. Heading into the Hollywood section of the park, we're going to have a scare zone called Vanity Ball. This is themed around plastic surgery, and you're going to see all these doctors doing these weird plastic surgeries, and there's going to be some gruesome results. Up next, in the Central Park area of Universal, we will find Vikings Undead. This will be interesting, basically zombie Vikings. Over in San Francisco, we're going to have Rob Zombie's Hellbelly Deluxe. So if you're a fan of Rob Zombie and his music, this scare zone will give you the opportunity to step into his music and see it come to life. The largest scare zone this year will be called Zombieland Double Tap, based off of the hit film and its upcoming sequel. This zone is going to be in the New York area, and it's going to put you in the middle of the United States of Zombieland. A few of the regular ride attractions will also be open for Halloween Horror Nights. These rides will be Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, Revenge of the Mummy, the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, Men in Black Alien Attack, Fast and Furious Supercharged, and Transformers The Ride 3D. On peak nights, when the event is very busy, the Simpsons ride will also be open. That is going to conclude this overview video of Halloween Horror Nights 29 coming to Universal Orlando. The event will take place September 6th through November 2nd, and I hope that you guys get the chance to visit because it is going to be awesome. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the Theme Park Shark. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you really like, just turn on that notification button. My name is Jake, and we will catch you next time here at the Theme Park Shark.